let's shift gears and talk some Penn State hockey. Um, look, they have turned the season around. Like I said that to you, and they just keep going. They keep going. Aiden Fink is the real deal. Reese Lombach is the real deal. It's a shame that our Arseny Sergeyev got hurt when he did. Because I think they're comfortably into the tournament if they don't get if he doesn't get hurt.
Yes. Like if they don't lose those games, it's over and that's decided. Now they're still playing to get in, and
right.
Like I am. I mean, I guess it's no secret I'm an unabashed fan of Guy, and I got to tell you, 0-8, 0-9 in conference play. I was just a little worried.
We would, you know, worried.
I'm like, they're playing really well. It's exciting hockey. It's good hockey. They found whatever it is. I mean, I guess we'll find out this weekend, right? They get the number one team in the country, go to Michigan State. But what a run! Like they 2 back-to-back sweeps. It's the first time in program history. So. And people are showing up. Like, I don't know how they're still squeezing more people in because every Saturday is a bigger crowd apparently. So I think that's great though. So it's fun. Like it's exciting to see.
Probably maybe not the most fun run, but maybe the second or third most fun run for Penn State hockey. I think the Big Ten tournament championship year, that one was a lot of fun to watch. And then I think, honestly, the last time they made the NCAA tournament where they lost to Michigan in overtime, that was a fun run. That was a fun team in season to enjoy. Can I throw out a mildly spicy hot take?
All right, here we go.
Is Penn State hockey catching up to Penn State basketball, both men and women, in terms of popularity? In terms of
it's got to be more popular. It's more popular than women for sure. It's been right, just crowd wise.
Yeah,
maybe not media attention wise, but even so, more people are covering. Yes, it's already past women's.
Okay.
I don't know about men's. I don't know, but I mean, people are showing up, and so I mean, for me, yes, I am not interested in the men's program because they're just not very good and haven't. I don't know. I don't connect, and again, I'm biased a little bit.
Well,
a lot of it.
Can they? The thing that is holding the hockey program back in terms of that aspect, it still feels like a little bit of a novelty, if you will, to have hockey. Like and I think part of that is because unlike basketball to a degree at the high school level, that's taken pretty seriously around the state. At the youth level, it's taken pretty seriously around the state. It is taken relatively seriously at the youth and high school level in the state hockey wise, but it's much more niche because there's a bigger barrier to entry. But I'm interested to see, like, okay, they go on this run here, and let's say, like, I think they probably need to win one against Michigan State and one against Minnesota to maybe 2 against Minnesota to really have a good shot. They're 16th in the pairwise right now. But they if they sneak into the tournament, so to speak, I think that's going to generate more buzz. And then they're going to have Aiden Fink most likely coming back, who is now officially, I would comfortable saying, the program's best player ever. And they'll take that, and then they've got this recruiting class that's coming in that everybody and their sister is telling me is supposed to be the one. I think they for the first time in a long time, they have some momentum going into the next season already. It feels like a lot of maybe the early 2000s when they got derailed in part by COVID, like they had some momentum, but I don't know. I feel like they've always just had these little blips of momentum that are last one season that I feel like now they're starting to kind of sustain and roll that out into 2 seasons.
I think that's fair. I think going back to are they more popular in basketball? I think the students I've talked to, both in class and anecdotally, don't care about basketball because they're struggling and they've leaned into, we're not a basketball school. And I'm like, well, what could get you to go to the game? Well, we'll go to the fun game and then we're done. Like, realistically. And the kids that go to hockey, smaller group, but a loyal group and show up all the time, it's great. It's the best atmosphere. I just had one of my interns I saw this weekend, saw at the Pink Zone game for women's basketball. and she was thrilled. Her dad was in, and they went to a hockey game. She said it was the best experience I've had here, and I'm so glad he came to do it with me. Yeah, they're exciting nights. I think it's still a novelty in some ways because not as many people know hockey. Look at even the NHL, which is when it's popular and good, is still doesn't get as much attention as whatever else. But no, I think it's surpassed women's basketball. It's going to be ahead of women's basketball for a while. Until somebody comes in and starts winning games. And this end of the season run, these last 2 regular season series plus whatever playoffs there are, is going to be fun. I mean, Minnesota, you get Liam Sawyer back in net at home as the opposing goalie, in a series that matters as much as any series in the history of the program, right? And he's one of the best goalies in the conference right now.
Right.
So, I mean, just how poetic and wonderful is that in terms of story? So there's a lot going on there that makes for interesting stuff.
I think the other big thing, I mean, of Penn State's athletic teams, it is very much football 1. I would say men's basketball 2, but hockey is the one that I tune into and pay attention to the most. And I have found myself being more dedicated or not dedicated, more rigorous with making sure that more intentful with making sure that I'm tuning in and listening to Brian, or watching the game. This is my first season having BTN Plus or Big Ten Plus, and I have to say it actually seems to be worth it was free this year, but I think I'll keep it into next season because it seems to be worth the investment.
I think again an age thing. I think probably older fans might have wrestling there sooner, right?
Yeah.
Like that small cohort of them. It's not small, but that dedicated cohort of them would probably pay attention more than to hockey. Yeah, I think you're right. They're on a fun run, and good for them. And the next 2 weeks are going to be great. You're playing the number 1 team in the country. You're the hottest team in the country, playing the number 1 team in the country, and then the following weekend you're at home against your former starting goalie in a series that matters to figure out if you're making the postseason or not.